So Roman Reigns got another person trying to sit at the table. Now, know what you're thinking? A table got so many seats, and it does. Now, but at the head, you only got that little section. This ain't a round table, more like a rectangle. Oh man, bars! I didn't even understand that. Anyway, but at the table, he do got a lot of people trying to play through, and there's mainly two. Let's be honest, two. That's the whole talk right now. Cody, Rock. Now, everybody fighting right now. Who would they rather have? And it all depends on where you come from. Company wise, that's a dilemma. Because if you go with business, it's easy. The Rock all day, every day, twice on Sunday. But something like creative WWE might be like, we gotta go with Cody. We gotta stay true to what we've been doing. The core fans, not all the fans. Because the casual fans, the all-around fans, they're gonna choose Rock. The core fans probably gonna go with Cody. Now, I'm fine either way, whichever one they do. But I'm a person that's mostly always satisfied with a lot of the programming. I don't really like maybe the way it went down, but I always know I always understand the story. I don't have a problem with Roman and him being more time thing. Fine with me. I was like, I don't have a problem with Seth Rollins winning his matches. It's really about the way that he wins the matches. But in saying that, which one do you choose? Rock, Cody. Now, you go the Cody route. He finished his story. I was like, something happens. I was like, a lot of us started piecing together already that he probably not gonna win the Royal Rumble. He'll probably win like the Elimination Chamber, something like that. They'll probably do something like that. Anyway, he finagles his way to winning a chance at WrestleMania. And this is if that Rock thing was just a tease and he doesn't show up, then okay, cool. Say the Rock does intervene or is wedged in there some way. I was like, most people aren't going to be wanting to see a triple threat story. So, and how many of y'all? How many people will want to see? They wouldn't do this. I don't think they would do this. I think it'd be cool to do it, but I don't think they would. That if you did Rock and Roman night one, and then say the Rock loses that match to Roman, and Roman's on top of the world. And by then, maybe Jimmy and Solo, not really part of the bloodline or group, or something happens, And then on the second night, Roman feeling all great. He just beat the Rock. Now that adds more doubt to is Cody going to win, because it's like he can still keep going on with the streak. He just beat the Rock. Are we really going to, after beating the Rock, we're going to have Cody beat him after the set? Now a bit more doubt, and you can pull it off, and I think it'll be a lot better for Cody. Because to be honest, I really feel like a lot of people are picking Cody not really because they think it's the better of the two. I think they're picking Cody because they're tired of knowing that it's all about him finishing his story. I really think that a lot of people just wanted to get out the way now. And I mean, also with Roman losing, but I think it's really because Cody, everybody's just sort of not tired of Cody, tired of it being about the finishing the story. And once he's able to finish the story, it's all right, cool. Now we can move on and start doing other things, or there being other champions. Which I'm gonna tell you right now, if Cody wins, yes, he'll be a fighting champion, just as what Seth's doing. But he's not gonna lose it. Maybe next WrestleMania, sure. Unless it was a really great story or person. You know, like somehow Gunther gets like really up there and he gets like a shot at like SummerSlam or something. Maybe then Cody loses. But Cody's not gonna lose because then everybody's gonna be mad at like he did all this one and he only kept it for X amount of months. So get out of your head that if he loses anything. I mean if he gonna lose next year. But that's what I really think this is really about. While it would be great, I was like, if there was like a real debate of like no Rob Cody, I really think that a lot of people's entire way of feeling about this is really because they're tired of this. Just as much as they're tired about Roman and other stuff like that with sort of this long gameplay. I think they're also just like I just want him to finish the story. Like I was part of the people. I was in the minority. I liked him losing. I would have been fine if he won, but I liked him losing. I sort of that I thought that was the best. I thought that's the best story. And then whether you want to talk about like here and there, him doing these side quest matches or Roman barely being there or whatever you want to pick up, I'm like, yeah, but I still think I was like, but this is the best story. It's almost, you know what it is? It's almost like Thanos in Infinity War. You sort of like he's like the good guy's gonna win, and you're like maybe the bad guy. I was like at the end maybe I was like there's another part, but and then he just like beats him, and it's just like not nothing, and I was like, and that's the way I felt like it was like the part two, but if the Rock's there, can you really do Rock at Elimination Chamber? I mean I know it's in Australia, but like I heard Steve and Larson of their Going to Raw podcast talk about like if it was a Saudi show, and I was like if there was a Saudi show between Rumble and WrestleMania, I think you could pull that trigger over there just because it is like big money, Showtime, the whole thing. They like the Saudis would go crazy for that type of thing, but since they're not in the Elimination Chamber, even in Australia, I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it'd be great. It'd be cool. But I was like, one, it's in Australia, so it's not like you have access for everybody to show up there. Because if you advertise that, people will make it a thing to show up wherever they have it. The problem is that it's all the way over there, and that's like, say they had it somewhere else in America. That would sell out. Or it was like, they had like, they did a Madison Square Garden and it was that pay, then I was like, it was sell, yeah. But I was like, now, I also would think that it'd be something crazy, and I think they would do it this way with the two nights, is if Roman and Cody was night one, and unfortunately, I was like, Cody loses. Will they have Cody lose again? No, I doubt it. I think no. I think if they no. And then night two, Rock and Roman. Problem is that people won't like that because that means that Roman will retain and keep everything. Also, too, you can't. I think it would be better if Cody doesn't even end up in the main event than for Cody to lose to Roman again. If he loses to Roman again, Cody's not dead or like what I was like will will it take a significant drop? Yes. Especially because I don't think Cody's willing to do a heel character. Now maybe he could do something where he loses his mind, where it's almost like what Drew's doing, but he's better at politicking and being like that sort of still good guy that he can make it work in a different way. Because I was like Drew doing more like off the hand, I'm being brutal. Where it's like Cody, I think would do a lot of like how Charlotte Flair always just shows up and just get a title shot. I think that would be Cody in a way, and that's like can make him hell that way. But would he do that? Also, would y'all be able to be invested in something like that? Because I was like, once he loses, then I think everybody would they just wouldn't care, which is sort of dumb in some ways. But I think it'd be better if he just doesn't end up in the main event. Like, say he end up in a Intercontinental title match or something of that nature. I think that'd be the best of his uses, where he still like win the title, whatever. Because I was like, I don't think that he like him finishing the story doesn't just have to be him finishing the story when you deem like it's almost like you're real. It's, to me, as I said, it goes back to just being tired of this whole story thing. Otherwise, you'd be okay with him and his story. No matter what route it takes or whatever the journey is, you would just be satisfied with it, or you'd be willing to go along with it. But if you're sort of like, I can't wait for this movie to be over, then you're not really enjoying the movie. You're not really trying to look at the movie. You're really just waiting to see how it goes, and you're just like, thank God the good guys won. Cool. What's the next thing? And that's sort of what creates, this whole like lackluster thing of like the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, because guys, you're already too far ahead. You're already just like wanting the next thing, and after that, none had anything meaning or anything substance, and that's why I think like with that, most people are probably going to end up getting tired of his title reign at the same time. With that to say, anyway, me just going on tangents here of Rock and Cody, and should he? I was like, if I was going to say anything, because I don't mind and I like whatever kind of storytelling, I guess, I'm totally good with them doing Rock. Roman, get it out the way. I think that plays more in character. That I like. Now, granted, if Roman wins, be prepared to only see him like five matches and probably 12 times. And y'all hate to be like, oh, you brought time, but it's a part of the character. And that would be the biggest thing of the bloodline. But in saying that, I also would want Cody to win, because I think at least then you will get not only more combination of matchups, but you'll also get probably a chance at somebody else being a champion. Whereas with Roman, at least until next WrestleMania, nobody's going to be a champion. And that's a little bit mainly because the company won't see anywhere to lose except for WrestleMania, where everybody can see it. When in retrospect, I'm like, listen, I think it would be better if he lost it at like SummerSlam, because I'm like, that's your wrestling audience more so than WrestleMania, where it's like, yeah, everybody can see it, but nobody's gonna care. But half of that crowd isn't gonna really care after that, because they're pretty much just here because it's WrestleMania. It's cool. Whereas like SummerSlam, that's the people, and I was like, that could still be a momentous like thing. It's not WrestleMania, but it's still one of the primetime spots, a big stage, and all that other stuff. And also, it'd be a big deal at the same time. But anyway, who do you think? Who do you got? Rock, Cody? I was like, do you think it benefits? Whose side do you think it benefits more? Who gets the most out of it? Now, Rock doesn't really get anything out of it. I mean, even if he stays or whatever, he doesn't really get nothing out of it. But the match itself can bring a whole variety of things. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. What you think their options should be. What would you choose? What are you okay? Are you fine with? Anyway, till next time. Bye-bye.